Hi, we're Quentin Curious Volumes. My name is James. Um, it's getting to be the end of September or October, and we have another reading event coming up next month. In the month of October, it's called Victober, right? I don't know. I've gotten myself all mixed up with this October business. But yes, in the month of October, people like to read Victorian books. And I like to read Victorian books just about any time. That would be books published during the reign of Queen Victoria. I think most people who observe Victober try to keep it to people who were at least under her rule within her realm, right? So does Dostoevsky count? I don't think people consider him as generally counting for Victober or Henry David Thoreau, someone like. But anyway, so let me show you what I have. I have a nice little stack of subjects of Her Majesty Queen Victoria that I would like to read. And here's one that I said at the beginning of the year that I was going to read, and I've kind of been saving it for Victober. It is a very prominent Victorian author whose novels I've never read, so I'm due to get to it. That is Thomas Hardy's Tess of the D'Urbervilles. This is a depiction of a wronged pure woman named Tess, and it's a powerful criticism of Victorian hypocrisy. Who's not in the mood for that? I'm in the mood for that. Then, because it is also a selection of Brandy Ray's Lone Star Book Club for the month of October, I'm going to be reading Dracula by Bram Stoker for the first time. Look at this edition. This is crazy, but it's a Puffin edition, which is an imprint of Penguin, and I guess this is meant to be assigned and given out in schools probably because it has this crazy gothic lady on the cover, and on the back there's a little advertisement for a similar edition of Hamlet with this moody emo guy for Hamlet. But it's the regular Bram Stoker's Dracula. So I'm looking forward to reading this for the first time. It's highly recommended. A lot of people like to read it around Halloween, so this will be quite nice for the occasion. And I have two short novels that well, one of them I've held up recently and said I mean to get to it. It is Silas Marner by George Eliot, the story of a weaver, and I have this edition with these shuttles on the cover, which I enjoy. And it's the story of an isolated man who learns to open his heart. Wrongly accused of theft and exiled from a religious community many years before, the embittered weaver Silas Marner lives alone in Raveloe, living only for his precious hoard of gold. But when his money is stolen and an orphan child, Eppie, finds her way into his house, Silas is given the chance to transform his life. Does he take it? I guess we'll find out. And then another Victorian that a lot of people really love and whom I've never read. That is Anthony Trollope, and I have his short novel, The Warden. So hopefully I will be able to fit this one in as well. It's past time that I tried a Trollope, an Anthony Trollope, that is. And then if time permits, I have a bonus, and it's not very long. Well, it doesn't have a lot of pages in it, but who knows? And it wasn't published during the Victorian age, but it's about Victorians, not your run of the mill, everyday quotidian Victorians, blah blah blah. I know we're all bored of those. It's about your eminent Victorians, and it's by Lytton Strachey or Lytton Strachey, who was I believe a critic, a literary critic. And let's see what it says about this. Eminent Victorians marked an epoch in the art of biography. It also helped to crack the old myths of high Victorianism and to usher in a new spirit by which chauvinism, hypocrisy, and the stiff upper lip were debunked. In it, Strachey cleverly espouses the self-seeking ambitions, cleverly exposes, rather, different, yes, self-seeking ambitions of Cardinal Manning and the manipulative, neurotic Florence Nightingale. And in his essays on Dr. Arnold and General Gordon, his quarries are not only his subjects, but also um, the public school system and the whole structure of 19th century liberal values. So there you go. Another sort of demystification of the reign of Queen Victoria. Cue the Kinks song, and I will. I hope you'll join me and read some Victorian books. What are you planning to read for Victober, if those of you who observe? And let me also take a moment to suggest that if you haven't seen it, check out Steve Donahue's video for his Western Canon Starter Kit when he did his suggestions for the Victorian era, because if you haven't read them, it has some of the best of the Victorian era for the best novels of the Victorian era for his recommendations, but also it is the very first appearance of the baby Frida, before she was even named, and it's quite adorable. You get to see her chomping on his nose repeatedly. So anyway, that's all I have today. Thank you for watching. Bye.